Well, hello guys, and welcome to a new Unobtained episode. So today we have upgraded from 13W36A to 1.7.5, which is quite a large jump of versions, but there was just one other version in my version list, and that was 13W38A. And in that version, you could only obtain the air item, but you can't update that to newer versions, so that isn't too interesting. And some differences in this version is, as you can see, the fog looks way closer now, the performance is worse, the distance looks a bit smoother because map levels have been added, and yeah, and the enchantments on items now don't have the purple glint anymore somehow, so they're whiter if you look at them, in my opinion. The portal item is now translucent. Yeah, I think that's it. And we can now get red sand, which means that damage value of sand has been added. So as you can see, 0012/0, and this is 0012/1, which means we can transmutate it and get other damage values for it, as you can see here. And I think I will add this to my damage value stash up there real quick. So see you guys then. So here we are, and I'll just add all of the different damage values, get the pistons, and done. Now I'll also pick up the sandstone. So here's the sandstone. And now I'll put it all into the chest. And done. So now for some really interesting unobtained stuff, we will be joining a server today. How interesting. Oh, we can see the mobs in the mob farm. So as you can see, this isn't really a server. It is just my world, which is for some reason loading up really slowly. Really slowly. Okay, so in this version, which is still 1.7.5, we should be able to make some strange pistons by placing a downwards facing piston, I think, and then a single arrow, I'm pretty sure, and okay, we should be able to make a pretty strange piston. Lag. Well, it didn't seem like this guy changed at all, unfortunately. So maybe we'll have to use the old setup. That's also possible. I'll just steal this glass block real quick in front of the sticky piston. So this is basically the same device, but it's a little more basic. And I'll shoot the arrow. I don't know why it's lagging so much. The internal server was better, I'm pretty sure. What? Hey. Wait, was that lag or what the heck? I think the server lagged when I placed the portal and somehow it worked without breaking the portals. So I'm going to cut here real quick because I don't have all the stuff I need, so be right back. So I actually got it wrong. You have to shoot 6 arrows into the block, then you place this block and shoot 1 arrow on top of that. What? Why did that happen? I am very confused. So you push and retract this piston, you activate your auto clicker and break this block, so it places the pressure plate, and then it should work. I think crossing chunk borders is really laggy or something, I'm not sure. Anyways, so when you have this piston, you can power it and it will do some pretty strange stuff, such as this. It will do this all the time. And you can actually update suppress using this. Hello, Mr. Lever. Okay. Block on top. I'll place the lever back. Oh. Obviously, crash. Then, if you mine this block, it will kick you. And if you look back in, wow, floating pressure plate. Beautiful. So you can do a bunch of other floating blocks with this too. So if I place this, it always kicks you for internal server error and stuff. So that's nice. I actually don't have any well, torches do I guess. And if I break this block, at least some of those guys should stay. Okay, so the torch broke, and that's because the torch gets updated earlier than the piston in the tick. So you can also make powered levers, and standing here. Oh, I thought this would crash the game. Ah, it does. And now we have a powered golden pressure plate here, very beautiful. And button should work and stuff. So you can update suppress with a single block in this version, but it's kinda cheaty, I think, because yeah, like update suppression is cool because it takes a lot of effort, and that's why I also think it should stay in the game, because it takes such a lot of effort and it's fair, I guess. But okay, the the server crashed, I'm pretty sure. But a single block is kind of cheaty in my opinion. So I will go back to single player, maybe update to the next version, because these pistons disappear anyway, so I don't really need to keep them. And be right back. Bye bye. Okay, so I just looked at the version path I've made, and I definitely can't update yet. So I need to go explore, but my PC bad and lag. So I'm not sure what will happen if I explore. The chunks are loading pretty well right now, at least. So what I need to do is collect some log 2 blocks, which are the acacia or dark oak logs. They both use the log 2 namespace, and they use that log 2 instead of log because logs have all these orientations which they use damage values for, and they also have the different types, so oak, spruce, birch, etc. And those also use damage values. And the problem is that in block form, blocks can only store up to 16 damage values, so 0 to 15, that adds up to 16 damage values. And after that, it can't store anymore. So they already had the oak, spruce, birch, and jungle logs with all 4 orientations, so upright, rotated that way, rotated that way, and the 4th type is the kind with the bark on all 4 sides, which has existed as of 1.3. And that's why they needed to add a new block, but it's pretty dumb because in the very next version, 1.8, they changed it so that blocks don't actually use damage values anymore. Instead they use block states, which meant that this entire change was useless, and the items actually kept the items and the blocks kept the value log 2, but that is kind of a legacy feature because it's useless. But I'll quickly go to the place, to the dark oak forest I know of, and see you guys there. Bye for now. So yeah, I actually got here, and as you can see, it's a mess, a complete mess here because I did some testing with the TNT arrows in this area. And while I did that, I noticed this dark oak forest, and that's why I remembered. But there is something strange with this dark oak forest, and that is if I pick one of these logs up, you can see it is spruce. And why would I have an entire, well, not entire, I'm pretty sure there is some regular dark oak logs, but would I have a bunch of spruce dark oak trees in my world? Well, so in 13W36A they added all these new 1.7 biomes, such as the dark oak forest, but it wasn't until 13W41A, if I recall correctly, that they added the new log types. So there is a period in time where, okay, so this tree is normal, where there weren't actually the correct log types, but the trees did have to exist, so they just used spruce logs for both the acacia and dark oak trees. Yeah, those are dark oak leaves too. I'll take some of those with me, and hopefully this tree drops some saplings too. Uh, 31. Okay, so that's a spruce thing, and hopefully here are the actual, yeah, I'm pretty sure. So that's why I have a few chunks in this world with the wrong log types for the trees. So I'll collect a few of these, and then I'll go back to the transmutator device, and I hope I'll be able to transmute these guys too. So see you guys then. Bye bye. So I finally made it back here, and what we can do is we can move all of these guys out of the way, and hopefully place the dark oak logs down. Oh, those are damage value 1. Oh, that's not gonna work, I think. I don't want to find an acacia place. I'll watch a tutorial on data value lower real quick, and I'll build it up. And yeah, so I'll mine the piston also, because in single player that piston can crash your game. So, and when it crashes your game, your level.dat file gets deleted, and then you have to regenerate your world or load it from a backup. So that isn't good. So I'll see you guys when I build the data value lower. So I built the block data value reducer. So I've tested it already with these logs, and it seems to work, so that's good. It is just a bit laggy in my world, as I'm recording probably. but for the most part it seems perfect. So I'm very happy with that. The piston V-tape is a bit smaller with this one than the bigger device, but I'm fine with that. So I was holding shift when I clicked the lever there, so that isn't good. And now I can hopefully pick these guys up. And yeah, so these have 0 damage. Nice. And for this device you don't even need an auto clicker. You just have to make sure that you place the logs on the y-axis, so it's facing up or down depending on how you look at it. Then you hit this lever, and I broke some torches while doing this, so I should probably fix that. Yeah, so this is in my opinion a more complicated device, and I'm not as knowledgeable on it as on the data value increaser, I guess. So don't ask me any questions about this influence, because I really have no idea how it works. I think the flaming arrows somehow reduce damage values, but I don't know why I coded like that at all. So I don't know. I'll do this for a bit and get a bunch more acacia logs, or acacia, I don't know what to say, and I'll place them in there, and hopefully we'll be able to convert these guys too. So yeah, be right back. So I also got this device to work eventually. Oh, there are apparently some arrows in this point, it seems like. Look at this. So it's the dark oak log texture, but it says acacia wood. Like, wow. So the block variations you can get from this thing are very funny sometimes. So yeah, this up. This can't work because it's probably hard coded that if you mine the sideways logs, yeah, it just drops the regular ones. I'll have to look on the wiki real quick what damage values we are able to obtain here. Yeah, so be right back to you guys. So I checked on the wiki real quick, and it seems like you can only get data value 2 and 3 using this device in some 1.8 snapshot, where they were probably messing with damage values too. They did mess up too, so you can get damage value 6 and 7 using that, but that's a 1.8 snapshot and we're not even near that yet. Yeah, so this says acacia wood, and this is actually very similar behavior to the oak logs, which you can see here, this one. So all of these guys say oak wood, even though they obviously aren't. Pretty weird to me is that these don't have like the rotated textures, but instead they use the upward facing textures like damage value 2 and 3 with the logs. So I'm not sure if that's gonna change. I'm pretty sure if you place damage value 2 and 3 down in 1.8 it crashes your game. So that's fun. And yeah. Where have my pistons gone? Well, I'll probably fix that later. I also gathered some dark oak saplings while I was there.